The fourth one, inverse Laplace of this function. Okay, let's check it. This is 9 here. This is 4. So the first thing we do, take that 4, take it outside the inverse Laplace. So we have this. Okay, then the next thing to do now is to inverse Laplace. This is 3 squared. Take one of it here, introduce 3 here, and if you do that, you need to cancel it outside. Okay, over what? Over s squared plus 9. Okay, then final conclusion. This will be 4 over 3, and this is what? This is sine 3t. So that's that on that question. Then I'll go to question 5. Question 5 is 1 over inverse Laplace of 1 over x squared plus 4x plus 8. The first thing for us to do is for us to turn this into perfect square. Turn it to perfect square. Why? You can't factorize it. This is 8, this is 4. There's no way you can factorize it. Turn to perfect square. So if you do that, it will be, take one here, take one of this, half of this, square that. Then whatever you have here, deduct that and square that. Deduct that and square that. Then plus what? Plus 8. That will give us x plus 2 squared. And then minus 2 squared plus 4. That's what? That's plus 4. So question 5 now become, you now have 1 over x plus 2 all squared, then plus 4. So what do we do now? What we're going to do now is that this is 4, and then you must have, this is 2 squared. One of that must be here, okay? And that will be equal to what? That will be 2 over x plus 2 all squared plus 4. Inverse Laplace. Then don't forget that these 2 originally, it wasn't there. We are the one that introduced these 2 there. So we need to cancel that 2 outside. We need to cancel it outside. Okay? We need to cancel it outside. So, final conclusion, this will be half exponential. This is plus 2. This is minus 2t. And then sine what? Sine. What do we have there? Sine 2t. And that's that. Next question. Question 6 is simple. We have this. Okay, so how do we solve it? Inverse of this. How do we solve it? Very simple. So this will be equal to what? We need to do some little adjustment, a little manipulation. This is 5. This must be 4. For this to be 5, there must be 4 factorial here. All over x to what? X to power 5. Okay? But mind you, this 4 was not there before. It wasn't there. We are the one that introduced it. So we need to cancel it outside. We need to cancel it outside. Okay, so the final conclusion, 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2. This is 24. That's 24. So we're having 1 over 24 and then t what? T4. So that's that on question 6. Question 7. We have inverse Laplace of this fraction. So this is what we have. So what we do, let's check the denominator. The denominator, we have this. Can we factorize it? No. How did I know? 13 can never give you 4. Then use what? Use a perfect square, and that will be what? Take one of this, half of this, that's 2, square that. Then whatever you have here, deduct that and square that, plus 13. So, and that will be x plus 2 all squared. This would be what? This would be plus 9. It looks as if we can make this expression to be of this form. Okay, so how do you do that? Then I'm going to say now, I'm having now inverse Laplace of 2x plus 16 all over x plus 2 squared plus what? Plus 9. So the next thing to do now, I'm going to substitute for this. Let's replace this with, let u be this. Okay? Then can we make the x the subject here? That'll be, okay? Then we now have this one, this numerator will now become 2 times u minus 2 plus 16. Do the algebra, this one times this one, we have this one times this one, and then plus what? Plus 16. Okay, and that will give us what? That will give us 2u minus 4 plus 16. That's and I've done the experiment. If you replace your u back, you still get back 2x plus 16. Let me quickly do that for you. For checking if you know that, to check that we have not altered anything. 2 into bracket, your u is what? U is what? X plus 2 plus 12. Expand that. This will be 2x. This will be plus 4 plus 12. That's plus 16. You can see we have not altered anything. Now we're having this 2u plus 12 all over. This one is u squared plus 9. And this is equal to what? Inverse Laplace. Return your u wasn't in the question. This is our handiwork. We are the one that brought u there. So return it back. So u is what? U is 2 into bracket. U is x plus 2. X plus 2 and then plus 12. All over x plus 2 plus what? Plus 9. So once you are here now, you have now succeeded now to turn this to be of the same form with the denominator. Okay? Then you can break it into 2 parts. And that will be equal to what? 2 into bracket x plus 2 over x plus 2 squared plus 9. Then plus what? Plus inverse Laplace 12 over what? Over x plus 2 squared plus 9. So that's what we have done now. This part by the denominator, then this one by the denominator. Okay? Then finally, the final conclusion, these two can come outside the Laplace. Okay? Then we have exponential. This will be what? Minus 2t. Minus 2t. Then cos 3t. Don't forget your 2 here. Okay? Don't forget the 2 there. Then here also, this 12 can come outside. And then, if it's coming outside, we expect, if 9 is there, we expect to have 3 here. Okay? So, I'm introducing 3 now on the numerator. Okay? So, I have to cancel that 3 outside. So, I have this inverse Laplace of 3 over x plus 2 all squared plus 9. Because the 12 is not useful for me. So, I need to take it outside. Okay? Then, if I have 9 here, it's expected of me to have, or it's expected of us to have what? To have 3 there. So the final conclusion, the answer will be what? Will be minus this to be this, then plus 4 exponential minus 2t sine what? Sine 3t. So that's that on this question. So I want to say at this point, if you are still not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Why not do it right now? There is a notification icon on the video. Click on it. Subscribe. It doesn't take you time. Subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you can keep track of the updates of this channel. And also begin to type your comment now. Let's make this section interactive. Okay? Ask question. Okay? Say something. Okay? And finally, take this video viral. Post on your social media platform. Okay? Thank you for doing that. Question 8. The inverse Laplace of this one. Let's turn this one to perfect square because we can factorize it. Firstly, 2 is here, 2 goes there, 2 goes there, 2 goes there. Take 2 out, then we have x squared minus 2x plus 5. Okay? Then, between 5 and 2, there's no way we can turn 5 to minus 2. So we can't factorize this expression. But we can turn it to perfect square, and that will be equal to what? Take one of these, x, and then you have minus here. Half of 2 is 1, square that. So whatever you have here, deduct, take it outside, and then 1 square plus what? Plus 5. These 2 is affecting the whole expression. So that will be 2 into brackets x minus 1 whole square, and then plus what? Plus 4. Then this, what we have here, that we can turn it, is a signal showing that we can turn it to this form, x minus 1. So how do we do that? Let's u equal to what? X minus 1. So u plus 1 is equal to what? X. So we can now go back here, go back to numerator, and substitute there. That'll be 3 times u plus 1 minus 15. That'll be 3u. It's minus 3 minus 15 minus 18. If you substitute your u back, you're going to get this same expression. So we are now having now 3u minus 18 all over u squared plus 4. Don't forget there's a 2 here. The 2 can be here plus 4. Okay? So I can take these 2 outside. And that will be 1 over 2 inverse Laplace of 3u minus 18 all over u squared plus 4. Let's return the u back to the original function. So we now have half Laplace, inverse Laplace of 3 times u is what? X minus 1 minus 18 all over x minus 1 squared plus 4. Then after that, you can break into 2 parts, as in this one over this, and then minus 18 over the denominator. Okay? So we now have half into brackets inverse Laplace of 3 x minus 1 over x minus 1 squared plus 4, then minus 18 over inverse Laplace 18 over x minus 1 squared plus 4. Okay, close the bracket. Then you can get the final conclusion. For this one, this 3 can also come outside here. Half into brackets inverse Laplace. I said that this 3 can come outside. I'll be 3 here. Okay, x minus 1 squared plus 4. Then the second one minus the 18 also can come outside. That'll be 18 inverse Laplace. We have 2 here, so that means we can introduce 2 on the numerator. 2 here all over x minus 1 squared plus 4. Okay, and if you introduce 2 here, you need to cancel it outside. So we now have 1 over 2 times this, that's a 3 over 2. This will be equal to what? Exponential t. Okay, the attachment to t is 1. Okay, then cos 2t. Then here, this is 9 over 2. This is 9. 18 over 2 is 9 times half. So that minus 9 over 2. And then this will be equal to what? Exponential to power t. And then sine what? Sine 2t. And that's end that question. So the main thing on this Laplace is to know how to use the Laplace table, to know how to use the Laplace properties, okay, and solve as many questions. Lay your hand questions, as many questions as possible. Thank you. Join the next clip.